Welcome to my channel, History Doc. Imagine this, you're a Viking sailor in the 9th century, in the middle of the vast and forgiving North Atlantic. The sky is a thick, gray blanket of clouds. The waves crash against your longship, and for days, you haven't seen a single speck of sunlight. There's no land in sight, no stars to guide you, and the magnetic compass won't be used in Europe for another 300 years. Yet, you're not lost. You know exactly which way to steer to reach the shores of Iceland, Greenland, or even North America. How is this possible? Did you possess some kind of ancient magic? Well, in a way, you had a sunstone. For centuries, the idea of the Viking Sunstone, or Solarsteinn, was dismissed by many as mere legend, a fantastical element from the Norse Sagas. These epic tales described a magical crystal that could reveal the sun's position even on the most overcast days. It sounded like something straight out of a fantasy novel, a magical gem that defied the laws of nature. Historians and archaeologists were skeptical. Without any physical proof, no sunstone had ever been definitively found in a Viking burial or shipwreck. It was easy to write it off as folklore, a poetic metaphor for a sailor's intuition, perhaps, but not a real navigational tool. But what if the sagas were telling the truth? What if the Vikings, some of the most skilled and daring mariners in history, really did have a secret weapon that allowed them to conquer the northern seas? The story is absolutely fascinating, and it is a perfect example of how science can sometimes prove that ancient legends are rooted in solid fact. So, what exactly was this supposed sunstone? The theory is that it was a specific type of crystal with a unique optical property. When you look through this crystal at the sky, it can filter the light in a way that reveals the sun's exact location, even when it's completely hidden behind thick clouds or has dipped just below the horizon. Think of it like a pair of polarized sunglasses, but for the entire sky. It works by detecting the polarization of sunlight, even when clouds scatter the direct light from the sun. The light that gets through remains polarized in a specific pattern, like concentric rings spreading out from the sun's position. Our eyes can't see this pattern, but certain crystals can. By rotating the crystal until the light passing through it reaches its brightest or dimmest point, a navigator could pinpoint the direction of the hidden sun and, from there, determine their east-west direction. It's an incredibly clever, almost otherworldly solution to a life or death problem. The key candidate for the real-life sunstone is a crystal called Iceland Spar. It's a transparent form of calcite, and it's actually quite common in Scandinavia. What makes Iceland Spar so special is its strong birefringence, or double refraction. If you place a piece of Iceland Spar over a line of text, you'll see two images of the line. This same property is what allows it to be so sensitive to polarized light. When you look at the sky through it, you see two images. By rotating the crystal until those two images have the same brightness, you've found the axis of polarization, which points directly toward or away from the sun. It's an astonishingly simple yet effective method. For a long time, this was just a compelling theory, but then science stepped in to put it to the test. In recent years, researchers have conducted numerous experiments to see if this method would actually work in real-world conditions. A team of scientists took a piece of Iceland Spar and used it on voyages, testing it under various weather conditions, from clear skies to foggy and completely overcast days. The results were astounding. They found that even with 100% cloud cover, the crystal could locate the sun's position to within an accuracy of just 1 degree. 1 degree, for ancient navigation. That is an incredible level of precision, even after sunset, during twilight. The crystal remained effective. The science proved that the legend was not only plausible but highly practical. The Vikings really could have used these stones to navigate with remarkable accuracy. This changes how we see the Vikings. We often picture them as brutal raiders, which they certainly could be. But they were also master shipbuilders, explorers, and navigators of the highest order. Their voyages to Iceland, Greenland, and Vinland, what we now know as North America, are monumental feats of seamanship. Doing so without compasses, relying only on their knowledge of coastlines, bird migration, whale routes, and the stars, was already impressive. but adding the Sunstone to their toolkit elevates their skills to a whole new level. It shows a deep, practical understanding of the natural world and the physics of light. Long before those concepts were formally written down, they weren't just guessing, they were using a sophisticated scientific instrument, honed from materials found in their own backyard. And while we still haven't found a crystal in a Viking grave with a label that says this is a Sunstone, a fascinating discovery was made in a 16th century shipwreck off the coast of the Channel Islands. Among the cannons and navigational dividers, archaeologists found a cloudy, whitish block of Iceland Spar. It was found right next to the ship's other navigational tools. While this ship is from a few centuries after the Viking Age, it suggests that these crystals were indeed kept on board ships as navigational aids, possibly as a backup for the magnetic compass, which could be unreliable. It's the closest thing we have to an archaeological smoking gun, a tangible link that connects the scientific theory and the ancient sagas. The story of the Sunstone is a powerful reminder that ancient peoples were often far more advanced than we give them credit for. Their knowledge was practical, passed down through generations, and born from a necessity to survive and thrive in a harsh world. The Vikings didn't need complex equations or modern laboratories. They had keen observation, ingenuity, and the resources of the natural world. They looked at a common crystal and saw not just a pretty rock, but a key to unlocking the secrets of the sky and conquering the oceans. It's not magic in the supernatural sense, but the magic of human intellect and our ability to solve incredible challenges. The legendary Solarsteinn, the stone that could find the sun, is a testament to the incredible legacy of the Vikings, the true masters of the northern seas. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.